Hi, Danny boy. Did I just see Cullen? I know I did because I was just thinking about you, Call. Hey, Ashley. I know you could see Mel Mel. Hi, Bruce. Just got to keep relaxing, Alicia, through those moments. Keep doing the practices. It gets easier. Hi, Marjan. I'm good, Danny. How are you? Hi, that guy. I've been trying to just live in the moment, but I don't know how I'm. Well, that's the thing, Alicia. That's where your focus is right now. So you're accepting where you're at right now. That's what you have to do. If you keep, okay, so at first, yes, those stories have your attention. That's part of the practice. Part of the practice is to let these old things that don't feel good to play themselves out. Thanks, Gina. Hi, Gina. You have to stay quiet. You have to relax your body in those moments. That's what you're doing. You're making the best of where you're at, knowing you're moving towards more. You don't even have to worry about living in the moment or any of that right now. You'll get to that point of understanding as time goes by. Right now, you're just literally, Alicia, you're just relaxing your body. You're allowing old stories to play themselves out, making the best of where you're at. And that means relaxing a lot at first. It's a lot of relaxing practices. You have to get used. You have to get used to not speaking about this thing, though. I can't pay my rent. Help me, please. I don't know how to do this. Please, God, help me. The help is there when you relax and you keep relaxing and you keep relaxing and you keep taking that step back and you keep settling. But you have to keep applying that one practice. It's one practice, but you have to do it for a little bit. Thank you, Gina. That was so cool. You're doing this one thing over and over and over again, settling into this moment, constantly settling into this moment. Yes, you may cry from time to time. That's okay because that is serving you as well. But the main thing is that you keep doing it. You keep relaxing your body. You keep softening your body in those moments. That's where the help is. That's where the please help me get through this. It's all in the relaxing, softening. It's really letting go of control in any way you can. You have to keep letting go and letting go and letting go. And then you do start to gain control back, but it's in a positive way. Hi, Linda. How are you? Sup, Steve? Hi, Anthony. That's exactly what I was just saying, Jim. In order to let go of these fear-based belief systems, we have to continuously relax our bodies and soften our bodies and get back into this moment, right? Settle into this moment, relax your body, soften your body, remind yourself everything's going according to plan. Everything's unfolding perfectly, right? You got to keep doing the relaxing practices and reminding yourself that these moments, these fear-based belief systems, these unfavorable stories, these circumstances are helping you. Believe it or not, they're actually helping you. They're helping you relax your body. They're helping you soothe yourself. They're helping you in time, they're helping you see that you are the creator, that you create everything in your experience, and that you can have whatever you want. And you came here to live your best life. You came here to Show yourself that you can manifest anything you want, that you are a master manifester. These practices help you do that. You don't see it that way at first because they scare the crap out of us, right? They scared the crap out of me too. I would not be able to sit here and help people if I didn't go through it myself. I went through it all. I've had everything thrown at me. It felt like it was being thrown at me, but it's not. It's being given to you. Here, let me help you. Let me show you that you create your own reality. Let me show you how to do this. You stay calm, you stay quiet, you relax your body, because what you're doing is you're really just allowing old stuff. It's old stuff. Everything's old in this moment. Everything's old. You're constantly changing. At this moment right now, it's just always old stuff playing itself out at all times. You get to say in this moment, I don't really want to interact with this one anymore. It worked for me last week, but this week it doesn't. You have the choice to move towards something different because you're having literally your own experience. No, nothing else but you is having this experience. It's all your awareness. It's all you focusing and giving your attention to things that either do serve you or don't serve you. And in that moment, you say, you know what? Yesterday, I liked the pizza, but today I don't want the pizza. I want something else. You get to decide. But if you say, oh, I don't want to have the pizza again, the pizza shows up in front of you again, right? So you have to learn how to flow with life. Go with the flow of each moment. Relax. Stay calm. That's what will keep you moving towards best and better always. Hi, Sam, and thanks, Sam. Hey, Christine. Hey, Anna. Hey, Madeline. If I have negative doubts, is it okay to redirect those thoughts? Yes, that is a great thing to do, love. So I always tell people, if you can easily redirect your thoughts to something that feels better, that's awesome. Honestly, that's really good. If it's only really for people that are having trouble redirecting their thoughts, right? So if you're still carrying some resistance or you're still focused on it, it's still not feeling good, that's when you want to just take a step back. Meditation, yes, that can help. Anything that can just slow your energy down, right? Just breathing slower. You're literally taking a step back. That's all you're doing, to see something a little more clear in that moment. Okay, I can see this is all working for me. It's just helping me relax. At first, that's all it's really doing, right? But yes, love, if you can redirect your focus to something that feels better, that's exactly what you're doing. I love it, Madeline. I love it. It's amazing when we start to actually see, like, wow, I am creating everything. Hi, Cheryl. Uh-huh. Hey, Kay. So you'll get to a point. You keep doing it. I'm telling you, keep applying this practice. There's no end to this practice. What happens is, explain lazy manifesting is that you are being very lazy for a while. You're relaxing your body. You're doing relaxing practices. You're slowing down your energy, right? So you can really just learn how to work with things that don't serve you anymore. Whatever creates the least amount of resistance for you in that moment. So a lot of times it's taking a step back and saying, you know what, I'm better off just doing this thing right now because right now I can't stop thinking about it. So you just do it and you know you're moving towards best. And guess what? You do it with a positive attitude because you're like, I know how this works now. Eventually you get to the point where you're getting how this works. Now, when you are in a positive attitude and you're doing something, you won't ever have to, it will not show up. You will not have to do it again. All right, right? These things, you're constantly moving towards best and better. The thing about it is that we're asking for more a lot of the times and we're moving towards it to a degree and then something pops up in our experience and we go, why do I have to do that again? And we freak out instead of just working with it to move past it, right? Or you anticipate it. So it's like, I didn't do it. I did it and I made the best of it, but then I'm already anticipating me doing it again. I'm like, oh, I know I'm gonna have to do that again, right? But that's these practices. They get you to be on top of your thoughts at all times and what you're anticipating, what you keep thinking about over and over again. I'm telling you, this is the most powerful way to manifest. There's no better way than practicing non-reaction. You will literally become a master manifester. You are going to be so aware of what's happening in your reality. You just have to, at first, the first practice to this, the first step is just relaxing. And that part is a practice that you got to practice consistently. And it means staying quiet when something doesn't serve you. You have to get used to that. We're so used to venting. We're so used to talking about our problems, not realizing that's exactly what keeps them in our experience. So the more you just stay calm and you just stay quiet in those moments, even if you have to cry, I always say that crying releases resistance. It can really serve you in those moments in the beginning. Eventually, you really don't cry as much, very far and few between, because you're getting it. You're getting the hang of it. It's not as traumatizing as it is at first. At first, it feels freaking scary, guys. I will not ever say that those moments weren't very scary for me, because they were. They were very scary. But it gets less and less. It really does. Exactly, right, Anna Rose? Non-reaction is key. Yeah, so it's like one of those, something you start to get a handle on as time goes by is that everything is a mirror to you. Everything is a reflection to you. So if anything's coming at you that doesn't feel good, it's just saying, this doesn't work for me anymore. And you stay calm and you move past it. Anytime you argue with it, you're arguing with yourself. And that's why you keep it there, right? So you have to look at life as really just everything and everyone is you. That's what it means. Everyone is you pushed out. Showing you how to move forward, right? So how can I move forward with this reflection? I can work with it. I can be kind, right? I can say, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And then you move past it, right? You have to not argue with things. You're only arguing with yourself and keeping those types of experiences in your reality. Oh, Linda, I'm so happy. Hi, Clover. Yeah, exactly, right, Anna? And that took a while for me to start clicking. Like the fact that, wait a minute, I'm just arguing with me right now. I'm just judging myself right now, because everything is you. It's just a reflection. Like you are having your own experience, right? And even that concept sounds so like, what? Confusing. But you are in your own bubble. You're having your own experience. As soon as you start to include other people, there's too much resistance in that anyway. And then you start to make it about other people. And you give your power away and you make it more complicated too. You always bring it back to you and feeling good. That's alignment. Relaxing into this moment, making the best of this moment, whatever that may mean for you. Because you're so unlimited, guys, and you can experience so much while you're here. Stop holding on to the things that you created unconsciously. We created them unconsciously. We didn't even know what we were capable of really experiencing here. And that's the thing. We're so unlimited. So the combination of non-reaction, staying calm, and this one too, this is really big, is knowing you're supposed to feel good, because you really want to get that one. You want that one to sink in, because you can use everything in your experience that doesn't feel good to say, wait a minute, this doesn't match me anymore. This doesn't match my manifestations. This doesn't match my best life. And it's really that simple. And it starts to become that simple. I go, I don't want to do this right now. And I won't have a hissy fit over it. I just say, now that gets easier. That gets easier. The more you do the practices, it gets very easy. When something shows up that doesn't feel good, you're like, wait, I just don't have to do it anymore. I just stay calm and I'll move out of it. Or I'll do it now, knowing I don't have to do it again. Right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy when you start getting the hang of it and you keep practicing it. You gain control back. And another thing about this, guys, is that you do start to get clear on what you want. You do start to know what you want. Like at first I I said, my most abundant timeline exists in every area and aspect of my life. Some things I knew what I wanted, but a lot of areas I really didn't, right? We all pretty much want the same thing. So it does kind of like, it makes it a little easy. But I was starting to get very clear. I was being shown all these possibilities. All these things were showing up into my experience. And I was like, oh, I like this. Oh, I'd like to experience this. And then you start focusing on that more. You start focusing on the things you do want more. And then whenever something creeps up that doesn't match that anymore, you remind yourself, oh, wait, I don't have to argue with that. I don't have to think about that. I have to get my attention away from it no matter what and go back to what I do want. And it gets easier to shift your energy. It gets easier to shift your attention and focus to what you do want. And sometimes it means taking a step back, and that's okay, because that's always going to benefit you to take that step back no matter what. And sometimes you just got to check in again and go, oh, wait, I just got to stop. I don't have to try to do anything. It's like for a while, it feels like you're being a doormat, and that's what people don't understand. I always try to say being a doormat is actually the most smartest thing you can do when you know you create your own reality, because you're not going to experience that anymore because you're just going with it. Yeah, sounds good. Making the best of it. You're all smiles because you know more. So it's actually the smartest thing you can do, because once you do that and you make the best of it, you go right to what does serve you. You stayed in a positive energy. You used it to your advantage. It's about using everything up in a positive way, because that's what keeps you moving forward. And eventually you'll get to that point as well. Girlfriend, my dog is so stinky because they were outside all day today. And now they like just smell like dogs so bad. And it's like so strong. I need to get some perfume out up in here. Some perfume. Right, Anna? It's so cool when it's so cool when you actually do it, witness it yourself. Like, you start to do these practices on your own and you're like, whoa, I get it now. Like, I stayed positive. I used it up in a positive way and I never had to do it again. And you don't anticipate it either, because that's another thing that we don't realize. Like, oh, I was so positive and I did it. Why did it show up again? Well, you probably anticipated it at some point, because you can't lie anymore. Your thoughts create your own reality. And you'll get to that point of like, when people used to say that to me, I'm like, listen, it is what it is. Your thoughts create your reality. So you, in some way, shape, or form, were anticipating that experience. And that's why it showed up. And that's why discipline, that's what happens when you do these practices. You get more disciplined in your energy. You get more secure in your energy. You get more confident in your energy. And that's, again, what these practices are going to do. That's what non-reaction will do. Thank you. Who was that? Hey, Cece. Thank you, Cece. Right, Hawa? We do. We do at first, but that's okay. That's normal. Thank you, Cece. That's so normal. And the fact that you're catching it now is good, right? That's how like you realize it. That's why I say like you start to get like, whoa, I can see where I'm doing that or where I'm doing that a little bit. And it's freeing. It's freeing. Like, you can't blame anyone or anything anymore. And to me, that's freedom in itself. You know what else is freedom, guys? Is the fact that I can't make a mistake. I cannot make a mistake. I just get better at this. Just get better at it. And I can tell you right now, if you're ever feeling resistance, always go back to the basics. Always go back to the basics. If you're confused, if you're out of sorts, or if you're like, what the heck, I feel bad. And guess what it is? It's just move in silence. Move in silence. Take your time, do your normal routine to the best of your ability. It'll all start coming back to you. It'll all start coming back to you. I promise you. Always go back to the basics. I still go back to the basics. Because sometimes, not all the time. And you know what else happens? I'll tell you another thing that happens. I'm giving you all the stuff that because of my life. And this is what's going to be in lazy manifesting too, because lazy manifesting grows as I grow. I always say this. It's the same message. It just gets more clear because I get more clear and I get better at explaining it. You do get a routine. Now, people always ask me about a routine all the time. Do I need a routine? No, not at first. Not at first, because you're going to try too hard. And you're going to effort too hard, and you're going to get back in that action, I got to do energy. At first, you're not doing anything. My routine now is what I love to do, but that took me time. And if I would have rushed things, I would have made this harder than it needed to be, and I'd be doing things probably that really didn't bring me as much joy. routine will come. Routine will come over time when you keep relaxing and you keep letting things unfold naturally. So don't worry about any. That's what I try to tell people. Like when people ask me so many questions, I tell them like, listen, you're going to know it's all going to just unfold. And it really goes back to the simple practice again. This is you being able to trust yourself and trust that you are moving towards your best timeline. And I have my own and you have your own and everyone has their own. They're having their very own experience. It's not needing anything or anyone outside of you. I don't listen to anyone outside of me. This is all me and my experience and how I'm creating my own life. I don't think I do it like anyone else, honestly, because I don't compare myself. I don't take stuff at other people's stuff and interpret it into mine. It's completely authentic from my experience. And that's what'll start happening with you. You'll start finding your own way. Another thing I heard recently, though, that did resonate with me is, I think it was Bashar, and he said something about anything that helps. These practices are helping you become your true self, your authentic self. So what helps you be yourself? And I realized for me, do you know what helps me be myself? TikTok. So I don't know if this can help anyone else, but this helped me these lives and creating TikToks really helped me be myself. Because I'm talking about what I love to talk about. Over time, I got better at it. I stuck with it just because I loved it. That was it. No reason other than I loved it. I had nobody liking my stuff at first. I didn't care because I loved it, right? And the more I do these, I can just be myself more. So you find like, well, I can be myself when I do this. I can be myself when I do that. And you just consistently fall into that more and more and more. So that resonated with me. Oh, yeah, right, Cece. Yes. Uh-huh. I love hearing that, Christine. I always say, like, I know it helps who needs to hear it in that moment, right? I know, it's all energy, and I do know it's all matching of energies. I know people that show up will show up when they need it, and I'm just going to keep doing it because I love it. That's why I do it. Like, I truly love it. This is me acting on my passion. If I had to choose something in this moment, this is what it is, right? If I'm ever like, should I do this or should I do a live? It's always going to be a live. It's always going to be something that I can talk about this kind of stuff. I did talk to my boss about doing a course. I was happy while talking to him. It's okay, Albina, because that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. You're going to learn as you go. So you said you talked to your boss about something and then you felt a bit of resistance. Why is that? Don't worry about it, but that's the trick. That's the trick, Albina, is that now you're trying to figure it out. And that's something you want to keep reminding yourself is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't got to figure anything out. Everything's going according to plan. There's no problem here. And that's another affirmation that you want to get embedded into your mind is that there is no problem. There's nothing I need to fix. Everything's going according to plan. Just relax and know you're moving forward. It's all serving you. Everything is serving you. You want to get out of that trick, guys. You want to get out of that, I got to figure it out. You never got to figure anything out ever again. You'll never have to figure anything out again. And that's something you want to keep. Everything is perfect just the way it is in this moment. And I don't just say that, I mean it, including you, because you're constantly changing. And everything is perfect in this moment. There's nothing you need to fix in this moment. And that's something you really want to, again, embed into your mind. I was just at I can't read. I was just at a park by my house and sold it. Aw, just like Clover. How do you stop yourself from wavering and asking where you're at? Well, that's the thing. The fact that you're wavering. So how do you stop yourself from wavering and asking where your manifestation is? By doing the relaxing practices, by settling yourself into this moment. That's what's going to help you become more secure and stable in your energy, right? That is the practice. That is my practice. So you got to relax your body, calm yourself down in this moment and say, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Everything is done. Everything that I want is done. It's normal to waver at first. It's normal to question things. It's normal to doubt this process. Very normal. But in those moments, you have to say, Nope. All I got to do is relax my body and know that every little thing is moving me towards what I want. And you got to, that is the practice. It's one practice. It's easy. It's really easy. You just got to stick to it. Happy Lazy Manifesting Sunday. I know, right? I got my hoodie on and all today. Hi, Jules. Something else made me think of Clover. I forget what it was. I don't remember. Something else made me think of her. How did you start? Did you start content? How did I start? Did you start content, then move to live stream? Did that make you more comfortable? So for me, I started out actually in the very, very beginning, Madeline, when I was just getting into this stuff. I was actually creating blogs. So I was just typing about this stuff. Then I started like this little Facebook thing. Honestly, I had like 4 people in it. I'm not even kidding. I would really just talk a lot about meditation and how much it's helped me and how much it's changed my life. Eventually, I moved to Instagram. I didn't resonate with Instagram. It was when I went to TikTok. My life changed. My life changed completely. And literally, it was one person said, you should try TikTok. And I said, TikTok, that's for kids. I literally thought it was just kids dancing around on TikTok. I knew nothing about TikTok. And I said, all right, I guess I'll try it. Like, what the heck, I like this, talking about this stuff. My life changed overnight by starting TikToks. I didn't even start by talking. I would post Abraham Hicks clips. If you ever have the patience, go back to my beginning because it's funny. Because I was putting them together, barely putting them together. I think I actually started doing it with YouTube. I was doing these little clips and putting them on YouTube. I don't even think they exist anymore. I think I deleted them. And TikTok, eventually I was putting like Abraham up there, Joe Dispenza's up there, and I was starting to gain followers very quickly just from doing that. And then I started talking, and it was very awkward, and it was very weird, and it was very uncomfortable, but I liked this stuff so much that, I don't know, it was the joy of it overcame the fear of it, right? So it was like, no, I just like it, and I liked it. It was not easy. I didn't know how to edit at first. I was like so stuttery. I had to practice it a million times before I could do the video. Like I said, there was no editing because I didn't know how to edit. So it was like I had to be like precise about it. And then lives happened because you're always setting intentions. So I was like, I want to do lives, but I was scared shitless, literally. And somebody reached out to me, and I think I manifested that. Now that I think back, you manifest everything, but like I'm aware of it. I can remember I was starting to become aware of my thoughts, and I remember saying like, "Oh, it'd be cool to go on it with people." And I got 2 people to ask me to do lives with them. That was great. That broke the ice for me because they were asking me questions. I was nervous as all hell. Let me tell you guys, I'm not even going to pretend, but I was just faking it, like not faking it, but I was just doing the best I could and using it to my advantage. Let me just say, you guys have to understand that I was the most scared, shyest person my whole life. So this was big for me. Like doing these types of things was like, I just wanted it more than I didn't, right? Like the fear, like I wanted to do it more. So like you're always moving towards it. These practices help you move towards these things though. You will do it. You will get to it because the voice gets loud. The voice will get loud until you do it. It will push you. It'll eventually throw you out the freaking car door. Like, I'm not kidding. And you'll be so happy that you did it, right? So I started doing lives with 2 people asked me to do lives. I did lives with them. And then it took me forever to do it by myself. But I did eventually. And even as I did it, guys, I didn't do it all the time. I was like taking spaces. I was nervous as hell again. I was right back to square one again where I was like, oh my God, I'm afraid to do this again. And let me tell you another thing. I was in my headspace the whole time. I was so nervous. I was only focused on the people that didn't like what I had to say. I was not, trust me, I was not there yet. But you just keep doing it. I just kept doing it because I still had so many people that liked what I was saying. I still had enough people that had my back, that were blocking all the people that were saying stuff that was catching my attention. So the good always outweighed the bad. always outweighed the bad. So my thing is, as long as I wasn't aware of what was happening, guys. So you got to understand, you're not going to be super aware till later. You're going to be like, I can see how that all unfolded. I can see how I was always protected. I can see how everything was always working for me. It's always working for you. The main thing for me was that no matter what, I used everything to my advantage. And I said, any question at all, I'm going to answer because it's helping me get good at this. It's helping me get good at understanding this. It's helping me get good at answering questions. And I didn't know what it was leading me to. I still don't know. You're just going with it because you enjoy it, right? So if you can just look at everything and everything is benefiting you. If you can see everything as serving you and helping you, it'll always go your way. It will literally always go your way. So that's how you have to look at it, is that everything can serve as a positive in your life. Anything and even people that seem like, because there really is no such thing as negative or positive, right? It's more so not negative or positive, but like good or bad, because nothing has meaning. It's all how you're perceiving it. And for me, it's everything is showing me where I'm not confident yet. Everything is showing me where I'm not secure yet. So when I was getting people criticizing me, I knew it had nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with them or me. It has to do with me not being confident in myself, right? So not taking it personally, even myself not taking it personally, just saying, it's just because I'm not confident, laughing it off. It's because I'm still learning. So you got to learn to laugh it off as you're moving forward, as you're learning new things, as you're like moving towards things that feel good to you and you're still a little rusty. You got to laugh off the people that, say, well, you're crazy. You make no sense. You're nuts. Because you got to look at it as, you know what? I ain't confident yet. I'm not secure yet. That's why I'm still learning. You're always going to be learning too. So you're always going to have somebody, Bashar says this too, and it's true. You're always going to have somebody that don't get you. Because you're always limited to this. In this moment, you're always slightly limited. Why? But that's a good thing, because you're unlimited and you can always move towards more. You can always move towards better. There's no end to this. You're never going to say, I got it all. It's all done. It's complete. And I figured it out. You're never going to, because we're expansive. It's never ending. It's literally never ending. So that's why you want to learn how to have fun now. You want to learn how to make the best of these moments now, because it's never going to end. Ooh. Oh, so you don't have... Oh, why are you getting that? You're still learning too. I'm starting to learn a reflection lesson. Starting to learn how to do that. All that I just rampaged, and you say, oh, you don't have a partner yet? You're still learning that too, or you're still learning too. Really? That's all I get back from that? If I have a negative doubts, is it okay to like redirect those thoughts? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Kira, what's the name of your Facebook? My Facebook group is called Create Your Best Life, Albina. Ah, I love that. I love when people say that's exactly what I needed to hear. So don't worry about that, Mike. You said, I want to start making a live, but no experience. I'm not sure what to do. Well, that's the thing. You don't have to worry about when, how, or any of that. You just got to flow with this moment and go with this moment and know that you set that intention. Listen, you've always been setting intentions. You've always been asking for things. Trust me, it's not about that anymore. It's really not. It's really about learning how to allow and receive these things that are waiting for you to experience, for you to experience them, and for them to experience you. I always say it's a two-way street, right? Your manifestations desire you, your desires desire you. So you really need to learn how to get into that allowing, receiving mood more so. That will take care of itself. All those things, like I said, guys, none of that made sense to me. It was just happening. I was just flowing, and it was all relaxing practices that I was doing. Everything that lazy manifesting is exactly what I did to get to where I am. Literally, I'm not kidding. Even to the understanding of all of this. Oh, I love it, Clover. Right? Thanks, Queen. That's what it's about too. Like what Queen says is like she feels relaxed when she's listening to me or calm. And that's my energy that I'm sending out, right? So that's what it is. That's what it's all about. It's that vibration. This is what I always talk about because I resonated with Abraham Hicks because of her energy. I did not listen to like everything. I never did any of the practices. I resonated with her energy, her vibration always made me feel good, right? And that's why I listened to her 24/7. And that just put me in a good energy because when you're in a good energy, that's what's moving you. That's when you're starting to become aware of what's there for you. All these things that you've been asking for. It's when you're in that good energy. That's the easy way. I mean, you can effort things into your experience. We all know that. We can say things over and over again and say it over and I'm not saying there's not a part. That's wrong either. When you do decide to do things to manifest, you want to make sure that you're not in a chasing energy. That is the difference. When you're doing it out of desperation, you're not really doing yourselves any favor. You're going to be stuck in cycles and you're not going to be happy because you're not realizing that it's only you having this experience and that you can have whatever you want. That's not a worthy energy. You want to get out of that feeling unworthiness, right? And get out of that chasing energy. And that takes practice. That takes a lot of the relaxing practices. Then entertaining affirmations and entertaining like saying things like I am wealthy, you're not in a rush because you know how this works. You know it's manifesting. You know it's unfolding. You're starting to witness it and you're saying it because it's fun and you're enjoying those affirmations. You're enjoying those things now, right? But it's not really about that anymore. You're not so hyper-focused on it. You're not trying so hard anymore because you already know you can't make a mistake. You've already done these practices. You know how this works, right? It's just it may help you a little bit line up with it because that's really what you're doing. You're lining up with these things, right? You're lining up with your manifestations. It's all about alignment. But in order to do that in the right way, you got to line up with yourself first. You got to come into alignment with yourself, right? So that's what these practices do. That's why I say not to do anything to manifest. Do not do anything to manifest at first because you're chasing it. We're all chasing it at first, right? And you just keep yourself in that like I need this thing to feel better energy. And it's not a place you want to be in because it keeps you're not happy. You're not fulfilled. You're thinking that these things need to make you happy when it really is just you making you happy and lining up with things that truly light your soul up, right? Hey, Stacy. Hey, Kat. Hey, Pixie. And you got to think like the more of us that it's really all about just us, like you, yourself, and that's it. And everything else just falls into place. It has really nothing to do with anyone else because they're all just reflections of you. And you start to see that too. Let me see if I can, how am I charged? I want to kind of unplug this. It's like crazy. And like maybe. So, CJ, don't worry about like what your life purpose is or any of that because your purpose is just to live an amazing life. Your purpose is here to be happy. Your purpose is to just experience your most abundant timeline, right? And that just takes the pressure off of thinking that you need to find your purpose, right? Your purpose is just to be happy. So by just doing these types of practices, relaxing practices, well, first it's knowing that you are here for that. and accepting, yes, I am here to live an amazing life. That's what I came here for. I came here to live an amazing life. As you live your life, you'll get more clear. Don't even worry about that. You don't even need to be clear at all. I was not clear, and I did not know what the heck my purpose was. I just didn't even know. I was completely clueless. But I knew I was supposed to feel good. And I knew that. That was enough. So now, basically, it's very simple. Anything moving forward, CJ, that doesn't feel good, it just doesn't match what's best for you. I know that sounds so annoying, and it literally is just that, though. In those moments when something shows up that doesn't feel good, it's all about relaxing your body and staying calm in those moments, learning how to self-soothe and just let that moment pass by. And in the beginning, CJ, that's really all you're doing. You're doing that a lot in the beginning. We all had to really just do the relaxing practices for a while until you get to a point of more clarity. You get more clear as time goes by. Hi, Mike. So I always say it's relaxing practices and reminders at first. Those two things together, knowing you're supposed to feel good too. Those things together, trust me, you'll start seeing changes too. Like I did see changes in my life right away. As soon as I started listening to Abraham, I seen change. My life was moving fast. I talk about this too. My life moved so fast, but I was still limited. At that point, I wasn't seeing what was really out there for me. But because I was loving Abraham and I was loving listening to Abraham, I was moving through these concepts very quickly. It was resonating with me. I was loving it. I could not get enough of Abraham Hicks. So for me, it was like, I felt like I was speeding. I would say I was jumping timelines. There's no doubt in my mind. What's so funny is that in the beginning, I kept saying how happy I was over and over and over again. I was like, oh my God, I love my life. I'm so happy. And my life at that point didn't even really fall down yet. But that's why they say, like, some things, it feels like things are falling apart, but I knew it really wasn't falling apart. Even then I was aware enough to know what was happening. You're always asking for these things. The thing about it is that a lot of us are resisting it. We're resisting it for so long, and we're like unhappy, and we're complaining about where we're at. And as soon as you let go of that, you skyrocket speed to where you want to be. It's just that we keep holding on to these things that don't serve us anymore. And we don't realize that, it's us complaining about it and saying, why me? And us saying, like, this sucks, my life sucks, and why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? And that's exactly what's keeping all your blessings from you. And we're not aware enough to know that our thoughts create our reality, that our beliefs create our reality. We're not aware enough. So the more that we can just chill and relax and just say, I'm not complaining anymore, I'm not doing this anymore to myself, you're going to start to see those changes pretty quickly. You're going to start to see positive changes in your life. Now, you're going to sway at first. That's normal too. You're going to doubt at first. You're going to go back to old habits at first, but that's why you got to consistently do these practices and keep doing these practices. It does eventually click. It does eventually sink in. It will sink in. It has to sink in. If you keep doing it, it has no choice but to sink in. That's what I always tell people. You just got to keep on doing it. Hey, Rachel. Yeah. Does that mean I'm moving towards better? Because I don't like that I got emotional. Hold on. Rachel, let me go back up. When somebody gets angry with you, what does it mean, Kira? It doesn't mean anything. It means you have that doesn't feel good. That doesn't serve you anymore, Giorgio. Don't investigate it. Everything's a reflection of you, so it has nothing to do with them. It has to do with you. Remember, Giorgio, everything in your experience is giving you an opportunity to move towards better. So don't make it more than that. Everything is a reflection of you. You can basically say, Giorgio, that everything and everyone is you, letting you know where you're at. Keep it simple. Don't go any further than that, because guess what you start to do? You start to create a story that doesn't serve you again. It's just another story on a story. That's why we don't try to figure it out, because we know it's just an old version of us. We know it's an old story. It's old stuff. Anything that doesn't feel good is old stuff that we do not investigate. We do not try to figure out, because it's very obvious of what it is, because everything is a reflection of us. Everything is a echo, you could say, right? It's old. Why even go there? Because you know more now, Giorgio. You know more, right? Oh, it's just old. It's an old me. It's literally an old me. Look at it. Keep it so simple. Whatever you got to do in that moment to keep it as simple as possible, because you don't want to engage in it. You don't want to entertain it. You have to make it really simple. You have to say, that doesn't feel good. And that's it. This is an old me. It's old stuff. And I just stay calm, quiet, and I move past it. I move towards best and better. I move towards those amazing things that I want, right? Not feeling good. All right, what was the other one? Rachel, I want to get back to Rachel. Rachel says that, what did you say, Rachel? Rachel. Give it more energy. Does that mean, am I missing part of your question? Does that mean I'm moving towards better? Because I don't like that I got emotional. I was emotional earlier, but now I feel better and I'm doing what yeah, no, that's exact. Girl, you're doing great, Rachel. You're doing great. Keep staying calm. Know what you're moving towards, Rachel. You know what you want is done, and that's it. You know what you want is done, and you know it's done in the best way possible, and you're going to feel amazing having that experience. You're not going to be sad. You're not going to be emotional. You're not going to be thinking, oh, I deserve better. You're not in your best relationship, your best life and all of that. You're going to be super happy, super fulfilled, right? So again, always bring that back to you. Calm, and you'll move towards best and better. And again, that's what you're doing for a while. You're constantly realigning with yourself. You're constantly connecting yourself back to yourself, right? Because there only is self. Literally, guys, there only is self. I'm not kidding. Like, you're literally having your own experience here, right? I know those concepts sound so deep, but it really does make it so much easier when you can realize it's all just you and old versions of you that are showing you that this old version doesn't work anymore. This old version doesn't work anymore. This experience doesn't work anymore. And that's why it doesn't feel good. It's very simple. Very, 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 very simple. That's why it doesn't feel good, because it's old. It's an old version. We don't go back to the old. We go to the new, to what feels good. So, and in the middle of that is settling, is taking that step back, is calming yourself down, is self-soothing. Self-soothing, that's the best way I can explain it, and I literally cannot say that word at all. It's such a tongue twister, but that's what you're doing. When it doesn't feel good, it's an old version of you. Old version, money version, person version, relationship with your kid, relationship with your partner, relationship with money. If it doesn't feel good, it's an old version of you. It doesn't matter the circumstance. You're home. I don't like this anymore. I don't match this anymore. It's an old version of you, and that's it. In that old version that pops up and shows you that, that's why it doesn't feel good. You got to take that step back and self-soothe. You have to do that. You have to settle yourself down, and then you can switch to, yes, my dream home. Yes, my $1 million bank account. Yes, my financial freedom. Yes, 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 because that's what I'm here to experience. That amazing relationship, that committed relationship, right? That forever person, right? My kids, happy, healthy, thriving. Just, I always think of like the most perfect family, right? White picket fence, everybody's happy. Like, that's literally what I think of. Living out in the middle of nowhere, everybody's happy, everybody's smiling, everybody loves each other. Like, literally, like, I'm not kidding. That's where you go in your mind. That's where you go. No problem, Rachel. Yeah, I was thinking Brady Bunch, but then I was thinking yeah, I guess it would be Brady Bunch, right, Cece? Where do we got, like, where's like a good, what's that one movie? I know they change it because the color changes. It's such a good movie too. But at first they're all like perfect and like all like black and white, and then they start adding color to it and they get all crazy. But the first part of that movie. Yes, Pleasantville. I love that movie, by the way. But yeah, it's like, I mean, come on, obviously it's, we're not extra, but hey, Faith. But it is. That's what we're moving towards. We're moving towards more peace, more happiness, positive, uplifting each other, loving each other, supporting each other, being there for each other, right? Because there is no separation. Separation's a lie. So it's really like about, being kind. Being kind. Can I manifest someone if he is... Okay, so back to okay, listen, you have to understand, user, you can have whatever you want. And that's always my answer. The answer is yes. Every possible reality exists. The answer is yes. It's not about if it's yes or no. It's about you lining up with it. That's it. So yes, guys, you can have whatever. Please watch my TikToks and you'll know the answer to this question, user. I posted one today. The answer is yes, but you got to believe it. You're the one that has to believe it. Kira, hey, I have a question. If I don't react, he thinks, no, you think he thinks you're disrespectful, Tal. It's all you. That is a belief within you, and that's because you're reacting. That's because you're saying to him, he's saying, look at me, listen to me, why aren't you answering me? And you're going, oh my God, this is hurting me, this is bothering me. You're still reacting inside. It's still bothering you. It's still affecting you. So you keep getting that result back. It's going to show you where you're at. Always remember that, okay, Tal? So you got to keep calming that down. You got to keep using it to your advantage. I know, Tal, I know, guys, it's not always comfortable. It feels very awkward at times, but the story really doesn't matter. And I know it feels like it does because it's been such a dominant part of our lives and we don't know enough. We're not aware enough to know that this is all just an experience at first. So these stories feel so real. They hit very hard. They feel scary and they feel like, this is awkward as crap, right? But Tal, here's the thing, and this is why you got to take a step back, because for you it may actually serve you to answer in a calm way. You can answer in a calm way, and if they don't, and if they're still not liking that, it's just because that's a very dominant story in your experience. That's a habit. That's just a habit. That's a program. You got to keep relaxing. Hey, Sam. No problem, Tal. Just keep doing it, okay? Keep relaxing. Keep calming yourself down. But here's the thing, Tal. You're anticipating it. So you're already waiting for this to happen again. That's another thing we do, too. So you make sure you're just doing, guys, all these relaxing practices throughout the day. Relax. I mean, they're really easy. It sounds funny. Like, okay, relaxing my shoulders, really? Yes. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. I always say, get yourself a heated blanket. Do things that really relax your body. Sit in the sunshine. Take pauses throughout the day. Move slower. Take your time. Take breaks. You want to move slower. Take your time because you're going to start to catch, oh, wow, whoa, I'm anticipating this happening again. Especially because you're becoming more aware that you create your own reality. You're now knowing that these things don't serve me anymore, right? So now it's like it's even more dominant at first. It's like that's why people say, why am I like so emotional? Why am I so sensitive? Well, guess what? Because now you're waking up to all these things that do not serve you anymore. So it's like you're so aware. You're starting to become so aware, and it's scary. That's scary enough because it's like, oh, let me go back to where I didn't know anything. I used to say that in the very beginning. I'd be like, well, let me just go back to like walking around unconscious, like literally, like I want to go back to my old life. But you knew that wasn't that you couldn't do that anymore. Like I'm telling you, you can never go back. You can never, ever, ever go back. How do you be nice without letting people take advantage? I feel like all of my friends just use me. Well, that's a belief that you have. That's a belief. That is your belief. It has nothing to do with your friends. If you have a belief that people take advantage of you, you're going to be shown experiences all the time of people taking advantage of you. So again, it's the same practice. You got to quiet that down. You got to stay quiet in those moments. You got to relax your body. You got to stop. You got to say, all right, this is me again. I'm creating more crap, right? So my thing is, you really have to not expect people to change in your experience. And you have to just let things be as they are. And that will calm you down, right? So I need these people to stop, taking advantage of me, right? Right off the bat, it's like, I need these people to change so I can feel better. So when you can just say, you know what? I'm going to allow things to be as they are. I'm going to stop trying to fix things. There is no problem. Everything's moving me towards what I want. And you can start saying that in these moments. You'll say, at first, a lot of it, you are kind of just agreeing in those moments. You're letting these old stories just kind of unravel so you can move towards best and better. The thing about it is you have to ask yourself, is it causing me more resistance to actually do this thing? Is it causing me more resistance to not do it? When someone asks you to do something that you normally would always do for them, you're the one that did it. You created it. Unconsciously, I know it's unconscious, but you're the one that did. So now you get taken advantage of because you probably always did stuff for people. I did it too. It's people pleaser energy. I used to do it all the time. It has nothing to do with them. You got yourself to that place. You have to accept that first and foremost. You have to accept that. You have to understand you create your own reality. I know it's annoying, but we can't move any further if we can't accept that we create everything in our reality. Okay, I accept the fact that, all right, I was a bit of a people pleaser. I always said yes to people, and here I am. Now I feel like people taking advantage of me. No, they don't. You just did that so often that now you feel like it's them, but you can't be blaming people. That's victim mindset and keeps you stuck, okay? So you have to find a way at first to just work with those moments. So a lot in the beginning, you're asking yourself, okay, should I say yes to this thing? And just do it and just stay calm and make the best of it? Because that can move you past, that can move you out of it. Or can I just say no and feel okay with saying no? If you're saying no, a lot of times there's too much resistance in that. And you're like, they don't like me. They're mad at me. Another unfavorable story, because now you're creating more unfavorable. This is why I say you got to work with your unfavorable stories. People don't really get that. They think they're a doormat, but you got to find a way to move past it with the least amount of resistance. You have to find a way to move towards best and better with the least amount of resistance, which sometimes that means doing it and staying positive. Because being positive around something that doesn't serve you moves you out of it. Right? So if you're saying, no, I can't do it anymore, and you're like, they're all mad at me. Now you're in your own world saying this, and now you're going to be shown evidence of it. They're going to be coming at you going, oh, you're just a bad person. You don't do nothing for us anymore. We don't want you in our lives anymore. We don't want you to be our friend. All you create all of it. So you have to accept that. You have to accept that I create my own reality, and I'm the one that created this. I got myself to this point because I'm too much of a people pleaser. Plain and simple. All right? This is my option. I can get really quiet and calm in these moments to move towards best and better. I can learn to work with it to move past it. Or I can say flat out no and keep doing these practices and stay calm. I've done it all. It all works. But it's based off where you're at in this moment. At first, like I said, it's awkward. You feel awkward. You feel awkward because you haven't grasped the fact that you create everything in your reality. You haven't gotten to that point yet. So you feel like this is so real in your experience. And that's very hard for me to explain to people because you got to keep doing these practices to get to that point. It's all your focus and attention that keeps things in your experience. It's only you. You're the only one that can keep it in there. You're the only one that can keep anything in your experience. You. Just you, your focus, your attention. And what you're deciding to fuel, what you're deciding to entertain. So you saying they're jealous of me, they're mad at me, they don't like me, they take advantage of me, well, that's your story. So that's what you're going to experience, right? So again, it all goes back to the one practice, the one simple practice that you got to do for a while. Non-reaction. Quiet, calm, relax. Wait, nobody's taking advantage of me. That's not favorable. Why would I even speak about that? Why would I even ask a coach a question about that when I know more now? I know I create my own reality, and that don't feel good. So that's just old stuff playing out. That's all that is. Duh. So you got to keep reminding yourself of that stuff. That's why you need these reminders to say, before you're ready to impulsively ask me, oh, they're taking advantage of me. You got to go, whoa, 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 that don't feel good. That's old. That's old. So you need to get these things impressed in your subconscious. This is what you need at first. People are trying to get things, and they're impressing new things in their experience. They're not doing, when you got to do this, you got to impress, oh, wait, this don't feel good. Oh, this is old. That's what you got to impress. That, not, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. When you got all these crappy things in your experience. He loves me, he loves me. When you don't even get it. You don't even get it yet that you create your own reality, right? So here you are. Yeah, oh God, I got that person by affirming over and over again. But yet they're treating me like shit and garbage because you still have unconscious programming. You didn't allow that to fade out of your life yet, right? So I try to help people understand that you really want to do it this way. You want to do it this way. You want to make it about how you feel. It's not hard. It's not hard. You just got to get that stuck into your mind that, okay, somebody taking advantage of me, that don't feel good. That don't feel good. So what's that mean? It's old. And I just got to find a way to not interact with it. It does not serve me. It doesn't match what's best for me. It doesn't match my best life. Where nobody takes advantage of me. I don't have those. Someone who is a people pleaser times a million, I have none of that in my experience anymore. Zero of that. Zero. Because of this practice. Because I know I create my own reality and I make the rules. I say how it goes because it's all my thoughts. Me. I take full responsibility. And in order to get to that point, you have to let old stuff play out. You have to know that when something old doesn't feel good, because everything's old in this moment. Always remember that. Everything's old right now. Everything in this moment's old. And if this feels good to me, I love doing lives, right? So I'm going to continue moving towards this kind of stuff, right? But if something shows up that doesn't feel good, I'm going to do my best to not interact with it. I'm going to do my best to... I got to get calm. I got to use this to my advantage because I don't want this in my life. I do not want it in my life, right? So I got to just chill out and just allow it to unfold. And that may mean sometimes, all right, I'm going to have to I'm going to have to just do this thing right now. And I'm going to make the best of it. And I'm going to be like, yes, I'm doing this because I know more now. I know how this works. I know there's more power in working with something than fighting against it, than arguing with it. I don't want to do that anymore. And then I'm sitting here. Oh, God, it's hanging over my head. Should I do it? You know what? I'm just going to freaking do it and make the best of it. And now it frees up the rest of my day of not worrying about it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I know it's not hard. It's just you got to reprogram your mind with things that are going to serve you and help you understand that you're the creator of your own reality, not a manifestation. Have those things write down. I always say, put them to the damn side. Stop trying to manifest the person. He loves me, he's obsessed with me, he's upset. Like, that stuff drives me freaking crazy when people teach that shit. You got to reprogram your mind with things of old stuff. Old is now. It's always old. Everything's old. And if it doesn't feel good, you got to find a way to not interact with it, right? I mean it in the best way possible, but I'm just always trying to help people. If you're coming to me, I want you to move towards your best life in every area and aspect of your life, your most abundant timeline, not that one little car. I want the car. That's all going to come. Trust me, all of it's going to come at once. It's going to come flooding into your experience, right? But first, it's about getting this stuff down. The fact that I create everything with my thoughts. This is me having my own experience. Oh my God. I'm sweating. I will live. I so will. I know the one from yesterday up too. And I think that the one during the day, that one was a good one. Hi, Sabrina. And I don't mean nothing mean by this. It's the best way I can get it across to you guys, in the most loving way. Because, I want people to understand it. And I know, listen, I know it takes practice. It took me a while to get these concepts to sink in. But the difference is that I never went to anybody. And I used to say this in the beginning, is that I kept going within. I kept staying quiet in those moments. It takes a while to grasp these concepts. Like, to the fact that everything in your experience right now is old, and it's only a matter of, do I like it or not? Right? And even as you're seeing new things in your experience, saying, using your discernment in those moments and knowing, okay, I don't like this. I don't want this in my reality. Okay, I can keep scrolling. You got to strengthen that. You got to strengthen those moments. And I'll tell you, you'll get to a point where social media is, I don't like to say it in a fear way. There's you can put your own story together, take little bits of things, guys, but you're not going to really get much from it anymore, because there's not really, you're going to create your own story way better than finding someone else and following their life. Like, you're going to put things together and create your own life. And then you're going to be an example to others. Thank you for that. So take what you want, really use your discernment. Say, does this feel good? No. People saying that, like, I can just say, like, people talking about it's opinions. It's just, if you're in alignment, that's all that matters. So if you're ever confused and you're like, does this work for me or does this not work for me? You know what you just always say? It doesn't matter. Because if I'm in alignment and I feel good, everything will work for me. So if you're ever confused by people teaching things based off their opinions, just take a step back and say, all that matters is I'm in alignment, and that's all that matters. I'm confused by calling the present old. Well, it's basically knowing that, just look at it this way, okay? Don't look too much into it. Like I said, these concepts take a while to sink in. Look at it this way. Anything that shows up in front of you, if it doesn't feel good, it doesn't serve you anymore, and that's it. That's all there is to it. If it doesn't feel good, don't worry about this is old. Everything in this moment is from something you thought a minute ago, a second ago, right? It's something that you thought of and then it manifested. That's how it works. I think of it, it manifests. I think of it, it manifests. So it's that's what it is. Like, we think, it shows up. Like, if you're making I want a hoagie. Well, now I'm eating the hoagie. Well, I had to think about the hoagie first, right? And now I'm eating it. Whether somebody brings it to me, whether I order it, whether I make it, I had to think about it first. So does that make sense? Yes, everything in this moment is old. I had to think about doing this live. I had to say, I want to do this live. So yes, everything in this moment is from a past thought. Does that kind of make sense? I know. I don't know what I want to eat today. I was thinking about that, Cece, because I got the roasters yesterday. I got the roasters. And I got 2. So there's a whole one in my fridge. And I'm like, should I heat that up? Usually that's not my favorite meal, because I just buy the sides. I get the Bob Evans sides. But I really liked it. It was really good yesterday. So maybe I'll do that again. Are you doing that, Caitlin? It gets to you. You're not hungry. And then I bought those mini cupcakes. I love these cupcakes. They're like the mini ones, and they have the little icing on top. They're all vanilla. And I get a fork, and I stick a fork in it, and I don't really like too much of the cake part. And when I eat those cupcakes, I say to myself, I don't think there's anything that I probably like as much as I like these. Every single time I get them, I literally think I could eat the whole entire box. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're so good. You know, it always has to happen, Pixie. It wouldn't be alive on here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that sounds good, Cece. The provolone. The provolone. I like that. You know you want to. I know. I said to my daughter, I was like, no Chick-fil-A today. Don't even try it. She don't like Chick-fil-A. She don't like it. You know what she likes? She likes Cane's. Cane's. And that's not around the corner. But I will drive to it. It's okay. I don't like, the toast is good. I think it's the toast, but I actually still prefer Chick-fil-A's chicken. I like their chicken. Starship. Right. Wait, I wonder if, Sincere, did you say that after I said it? about the food. Yeah. It's like you think of it and then it shows up. You think of it and then it shows up. Like you're moving towards it. That's what I always say. Like you're always setting intentions, guys. Always. And then you're moving towards it. Well, actually, I don't read. I haven't read anything. I've wrote ebooks. I have my ebooks. I can recommend those. But me personally, I never read anything on any of this stuff. And that's what people say. They're like, how do you know all this? Because I go within. You don't need to read anything. You can listen to stuff to inspire you, right? But you're going to move towards these things on your own. And if you want to read anything, I would say the people that I followed and I listened to the most was Abraham Hicks. And I know she has a book, Ask and It Is Given. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and Joe Dispenza. I didn't read any of their stuff, though. I just listened to them because I'm not a reader at all. But I have ebooks as well, and you can get those books. They're very good. They're all about what I talk about on here. All about this kind of stuff. But they would be the 3 people that I would recommend because I listened to them on repeat as I was like understanding this stuff. They were my favorites. They were my go-tos. Joe Dispenza, Eckhart Tolle, and Abraham Hicks. And Bashar came later for me. And now I listen to Bashar a lot. I like his stuff, but he didn't come right away. Everything comes at the right time for you, at least if you're like just following what feels good. At least for me, it did. Aw, thanks, Lena Jordan. And you know what's so funny? Wait, it's so funny. People talk about that. Don't they say that they do like a Chick-fil-A thing where you don't want Chick-fil-A sauce? It's like a funny meme or something. I never really watched it all. But you know what? I haven't been doing Chick-fil-A sauce. You know what I've been doing? I've been doing ranch. I don't even want Chick-fil-A sauce anymore. I'm like, oh, I'll take ranch. I used to be such a Chick-fil-A sauce person. Like I have the bottle at home. I buy the bottle. But I'm like, I'm really liking this ranch so much better. Like I'm not really digging the Chick-fil-A sauce as much. Yeah, there is, Jonathan. But what I'm saying is like the Raising Cane's near me is like a ride. There is a Chick-fil-A near it though. And Chick-fil-A is like, so it's literally around the corner. Can you recommend they watered down their lemonade? I don't get their lemonade. My daughter does though. She likes that. I got it once. It was very sour. Don't try to fix anything. That's actually a great question, and I have a great answer for that. I create to helping my mom. She is ill, but my life is on pause. Your life's never on pause. How to fix the situation is knowing that you don't have to fix anything. You're exactly where you're supposed to be at this moment if it feels good. Keep doing what you're doing, knowing there's nothing you need to fix. You'll move towards best and better. Don't be in your headspace too much about it. Don't try to fix your mom or anything like that. Just keep flowing with this moment, doing what you're doing, making the best of this moment. Like I said, guys, we're always setting intentions. We're always saying, I don't really want to do this anymore. The thing about it is, a lot of us think we have to do certain things. So that's what these practices help you understand, that you don't have to do anything. That's part of your programming. Not saying you don't have to help your mom. Don't take it that way. But I'm talking about, you'd be surprised how much we think we have to do because of our programming. You don't understand how much you can move out of things in a positive way when you say, I don't really feel like doing that anymore. And you just stay calm and positive. You'll move out of it in a positive way. It won't be shocking to your system, guys. Everything unfolds in a very logical way. And that's what people also don't understand. You're here having this experience to have this experience. Things unfold very logically up into what your beliefs are, right? It's all up. When you start thinking life is magical and things can just pop into my experience, guess what? Things will pop into your experience. But at first you haven't gotten to that point. You're still logical. You're still thinking things have to unfold. You're still thinking it has to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? We still think we have to, my kid has to go through school, then I got to graduate, then I can go live my life. Like we think very logically because that's our belief systems. It's all beliefs though. It literally, there's no meaning here. This experience is meaningless. No meaning. You're placing the meaning based off other people's meanings. That's it. Like, you're so unlimited. But that's why you think things have to happen a certain way. And that's why you're doing a lot of the things that you don't want to do, because you think you have to. Keep doing these practices. Trust you me. You will start to see how unlimited you truly are and how much we do it because it feels safe. It feels right. You'd be like, what the heck? Oh my God, I show up tomorrow and I'm in my mansion. That can happen. But your logical mind does not believe that yet. Does not believe those things yet, right? So you keep doing these types of practices so you can go at your own comfort. We go at our own rate. We all go at our own rate. What feels best for us, what feels comfortable for us. That's why this isn't like a shock to your system type thing. It's a very gradual change. And then you become aware enough to say, all right, I'm ready to go a little faster. I'm ready to really just, I get it now. I'm getting better at it. And you get to decide on how fast you go, right? Yes, it does. It all starts with that, without a doubt, right, Jordan? It's all non-reaction first. You're really just doing a lot of quiet, calm, relax, quiet, calm, relax, quiet, calm, relax. Bashar doesn't get angry. That's how you're perceiving him. Bashar is very blunt. He's very blunt, and he's going to tell you how it is. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's going to say, no, you're the one that's making it that way. He's not being mean. It's just that you're too sensitive. So you're probably just not ready for his stuff yet. That's all. It's all how you're perceiving it in that moment. He knows his stuff. He's very accurate and he's on point. But if you're too sensitive, you're going to think he's being mean to you. You're going to take it personally, right? So that's what these practices will help you build, that strength within, to know nobody's ever trying to hurt you. Everything and anything can benefit you if you take a moment and you take a step back to see it that way. Or it may just not be something you resonate with, and that's okay too. You don't have to resonate with Bashar. You don't have to listen to Bashar. There's many other ways to get this information, right? So that's kind of what it comes down to. I probably would have felt the same way. Honestly, if I would have listened to Bashar in the beginning, I probably would have been like, not for me, too much for me, too heavy for me, too blunt for me. That's why Bashar came to me at the right timing, when I could handle Bashar, right? I was a little too sensitive at first. I needed Abraham. I needed Abe. You too? Yeah, I'm all about the ranch. I don't know what it is. I'm just really digging the ranch. But you know me with sauce, I'm a more of like, I smother my food in sauces. Like, it's basically there's no chicken. Like, it's covered completely. Like, I need one sauce for each piece of chicken. Not even kidding. Oh, thanks, Cut. How do you spell? Oh, good. I'm glad someone helped Tara. So yeah, so it's all on how you're perceiving it in that moment. And like I said, it's okay if you don't resonate right away, or if you don't at all, because you don't need his stuff. You can listen to anyone, you can go within, you can find this stuff on your own. It's all around. You can hear it from somebody. That's another thing. Like, someone else could be explaining his messages in their videos, right? And you can resonate with the way that they're saying it. Yeah, I know, right, Jazz? Like, at first, now I get it, because I love his stuff now, but I could see where at first I would have felt like, I don't know. But now I'm like, oh, I love it. He's right to the point. He's telling you how it is. He's not beating around the bush. He's not playing no games. Like, he's saying, no, you're the one that's creating it. You create it. It's all you. And I think the more clear I get in my own life experience, I feel like I can get more firm as well. Like, the more I'm seeing it, it's all you, 100% you. I do try to come off more calm when I'm saying it, but it's true. Like, we can't blame anything or anyone anymore. Like, it's all us having this experience based off our beliefs and our thoughts, right? So you just can't anymore. You have to be able to accept that it's all you now. Yeah, that's the thing. I never resonated with Neville. I never resonate. Like, I listened to Neville in the beginning, and I listened to Joseph Murphy in the beginning, and I think they're like similar, and they were just around at that time or whatever. And then I swayed away from them. Not that I didn't like them. I just didn't resonate. I just resonated with Abraham Hicks so much. And I feel like I was able to interpret things better on my own without listening to anybody. So it was like I was able to get what I needed and then kind of like interpret it into my own way and what worked for me. Because I had to figure out a way, because I had too many dominant stories. I had too many unfavorable, fearful things happening in my experience. So I had to find a way to eliminate these things from my experience. And what I discovered was calm and quiet. Stay quiet, go within, and let it pass. And in the beginning, that's all you're doing though. And that's the part that's kind of annoying, because you're just, I mean, yes, you have manifestations, you have desires. Those things don't go away. They started it. They started the problem in the first place. A lot of times it's the desires that like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. And that's what brings about all these things that don't match it, all these stories. Like, you're asking for so much. You're asking for this amazing life. You're asking for, the best relationship, this amazing dream life, or blah, blah, blah. Love myself, love who I am, be confident, successful. But yet none of your life experience up to this point matches it. So you're just like, whoa, right? I got all these unfavorable. What do I do with all this? What do I do with all this? Like, and I noticed that you kind of you even create more drama as you're moving forward. You're so reactive. You're researching too much. Your energy's all over the place. You can't, and it's all in the settling down. You got to settle down. You finally figure it out. I got to chill. I got to get quiet. I got to go within. I got to meditate. I got to find a way to calm the frig down. Literally, that's what you got to do, because you're all over the place at first. And it feels like such a gap to where you want to be. And you got to keep settling, because you got to keep realizing there is no gap to what you want to experience. There is no separation at all. Everything's unfolding. As soon as you have that desire, that strong desire to live your best life, you are moving towards it. It all comes down to you, though. Are you going with it? Or are you not? And it's a simple question, because if you feel good, you're going with it. If you don't feel good, time to stay calm, quiet, relax, so that can pass. And that's all you're doing at first. So not feeling good isn't that meaning that you're not moving forward still, though, because at first that's all you're doing. That's what I would always try to tell people. But they would keep saying, but. Well, there is no but. If you keep saying but, I can't help you. You have to go quiet and calm and let that moment pass. You have to sit with those lower energies, not to suffer in them, to allow them to pass, so you can gain the wisdom and knowledge that you need in that moment to move forward. It's not to suffer. It's to show you that you are the creator of your own reality. So that's why I can't help people that keep saying but to me. But what do I do now? Well, I am where I am, and I'm teaching based off where I am. Here's my practices and what I did. You apply them or you don't. But I'm going to still talk about where I'm at. I'm not going to keep going back to, it's easy. It's not hard. You just got to stick with it, right? You got to stick with it. And you'll get it, and you'll be free. You will be free. You're going to react, Ash. That's the thing. You're going to react, and you have to accept that. You have to accept that reacting is okay. Reacting is okay. It's not the fact that you reacted. It's the fact that you said, you know what? Okay, I reacted. I can move on from this now. Okay, so what? That person just cut me off at the stop sign, and it kind of pissed me off. But you know what? Who the frick cares? Because guess what? I'm probably going to go cut someone off right now by an accident. And you laugh it off and you move on from it. Literally. The only thing that's showing you, and the only thing those moments are showing you when you react, what are they showing you? They're showing you one thing. I do not want this in my experience. And that's it. That's what I started to say as time went by. Wait, okay, I'm reacting. I just reacted. I didn't like the way that lady talked to me. But all it did was show me I do not want that in my experience. And I moved on from it, and I never went back to it. And then I went to go to my favorite place where I have the best relationship with those people at that other store. All gone. Never had that in my experience again. right? So you got to look at it that way. It's just showing you what you don't want. It's reminders to show you what you don't want. Don't make it more than that, because reacting is okay. It's showing you what you don't want, and that's it. That's it. And again, you'll get better at understanding that as time goes by. Just keep doing at first you're just doing relaxing practices. I've discovered lately that I really fear people judging me as lazy if I don't work a job. Well, you have to get past that, Erie, because you're unlimited and you can do whatever you want. And those people are just you, reflecting you and your own judgments on yourself. So again, calm and quiet, you'll start building that security within. You'll start realizing there's so many people out there that don't work a job. And guess what? They do what they love, and they make more money than those people that work that damn job. How about that one? There's people out there doing what they absolutely love. Look at Joe Dispenza. He's up there on stage dancing. He's got all these people coming to his retreats. They're singing. And that man is more wealthy than anyone you know that's working behind a desk every day, 9 to 5. 9 to 5. And overtime. And they're making $10 an hour. Maybe if they're lucky, they'll get up to 12. If they're lucky. So you think about it. Do you want that experience or do you want that experience? Do you want to be Joe Dispenza dancing on a stage, hosting retreats, helping people see their power, showing people their power? Or do you want to be behind that desk because you're afraid of being judged? So that's what these practices do. They make you become aware of what's truly out there. Right now, that's just a limited mindset of, you know what, people are going to judge me because I don't work, like I'm home being a bum, not doing anything. That's not what you're moving towards. You're moving towards freedom. You're moving towards doing what you love. Your most abundant timeline isn't you laying on the couch eating bonbons. Yes, it might be at first. We all did a lot of that at first, and it was amazing, and we loved every bit of it, and sometimes we still do it. But I'm telling you, it's going to move you towards stuff that you love, stuff that brings you joy, your passions, right? So always look at it like that. Okay, what is my old self telling me right now? It's telling me that I still feel judgment. I still feel insecure. And that's all it's telling you. Don't even go any further than that. It's just I'm still insecure. I'm not secure in the fact that I create my own reality, that I can have whatever I want, that I can experience the most amazing life while I'm here, that I'm worthy of that. I am worthy of that. I am worthy because I exist. And by me choosing that experience, I show others that they can too. How amazing is that? So by me depriving myself of living my best life and doing what I love and making unlimited amount of money doing it, by me denying that of myself, I deny that of others. I actually deny others of that as well. By me not choosing what's best for me and moving towards best and better, I'm actually I'm depriving others of that they can't have that either because I couldn't either. So I guess that's what this is doing. It's showing others that they can have that life too. The more of us that step up and say, you know what? No, I'm choosing what feels good because I'm here to feel good. I'm moving towards my most abundant timeline. I'm choosing kindness. I'm choosing positivity. I'm choosing upliftment. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing those things. I'm choosing I am worthy. I am choosing all those things, and I'm moving towards those things. And I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how long it takes. It can take me forever because I never die, so who cares? I always exist, right? I'm always going to exist. And once you keep telling yourself those types of things and you're not giving into any of that, I'm not choosing less than best. Keep settling, right? Because that will stop you from choosing less than best. God bless you. God bless you, man. My little doggy. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you'll move past all that. You just keep chilling. You just keep relaxing. You just keep showing up. And you'll get past all that judgment and all that inner criticism and doubts and fears and insecurities. And you'll just keep building and building and building until eventually you're like, you know what? Guess what? It's only me having this experience. And you start to laugh and you think, what did I even, who did I create? Why did I create all those me's judging me? And it kind of like becomes funny. Ah, Cece. I will, girl. I will. I'll post this and I'll post the one. I have one from, I keep saying this. I think it's from yesterday. I'm trying to be good with posting them because then I get behind and I'm like, I don't know which one. Like some of them are just like, I mean, I know people say post them all, but it's a pain in the butt to post them all because it takes a little bit of time. But I think yesterday's was pretty good too. And someone said post yesterday's. So it just keeps getting easier, guys. It really does. I know, like, it's everyone is where they're at, and we all are understanding this based off where we're at, right? And you'll find out, you'll get it. Like I said, listen, I know that I get this. I understand it. I do. But let me tell you, I even have a moment or two where I'm like, whoa, I can't believe I was going to actually go argue with that. No, that doesn't even exist in my reality anymore. Do I want it in my reality or don't I? That's the thing about arguing with people, is that if you're arguing with someone, you're just keeping them in your experience. And if you just focused on something else, you could just get that out of your experience altogether. And we don't realize the power of our minds and our thoughts and beliefs. Like we don't know the power of us, of our focus and attention. And how much that's wasting your energy of like, I got to get to the bottom of this. Oh God, it's such a waste of energy. You don't got to get to the bottom of anything ever again. That's why I love Abraham too. Never got to figure anything out. And I resonated with that so powerfully. And you will prove it to yourself time and time again that you never ever got to figure anything out. Because what does she say? Trying to get to the bottom of something. Well, guess what? You'll never get to the bottom. It'll be never ending. So it's not even worth it. Right, Claire? It's so true. And you start to line up with it. Like I was saying, I noticed in my experience that as I release things that just don't match me anymore, manifestations are so easy now. Like it's just unfolding and you're seeing it now. So you think at first you do let go of control. It is a feeling of letting go, right? It's like just trusting the process, working with these situations that don't really fill up my soul anymore. And you're working with them. You're very agreeable. You're using them to practice kindness, and you're using them to practice teamwork, and you're using them for your own benefit, okay? Till eventually, guess what? You feel like you have no control. People say it's a doormat. It's not a doormat. You got to get rid of that word. It's not a doormat, guys. It's literally the smartest thing you can do, and only the smart ones will do it. Only the smart ones will do it, okay? The smart ones will not call it a doormat because it's actually moving you towards best and better. And what's happening when you're doing that is you're releasing it from your experience by working with it, by seeing it through the eyes of love. It has to vanish. It can't come up anymore. And then what happens is you start to gain control back because now you're more focused on it's easier to focus on what you do want now because you've released all the stuff that does not serve you anymore. When people say doormat, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. You're not a doormat. You don't get it yet. Oh, I feel like I'm a pushover. Nope, you don't get it yet. You just don't get it yet. That's okay. I didn't either at first. You're not a doormat. You're the smartest person in the whole entire world. When you're working with that situation right now, when you're agreeing with that situation right now, when you're being kind to that person that you think is the worst person in the world and you're going, okay, sounds good. I'll do that. You are literally creating the best experience for yourself on the other side of that. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, I've done it over. And it took me a while to get to that point. It did, because I know we're so easy to go back to old patterns and think that I got to be defensive. I got to stand up for myself. I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to go backwards, figure it out, go to court, go to this. Nope. Waste of energy, waste of time. You're giving your energy to the wrong thing. You got to go, okay. Sounds good. I like that. I like that too. That sounds good to me too. Yeah. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Because you know more and you know how this works and you know what's on the other side of that. And on the other side of that is literally your freedom. You got to remember you're unlimited. And there's many, 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 many possibilities that are on the other side of that thing. Not dying. We don't die. We're just spirits having a human experience. That's it. You're going to always exist You're always going to exist. You're always existing. You're just spirit right now having an experience, a human experience. And there's unlimited possibilities. And you're always changing. You're always changing at all moments. Changing, like always. The more you do these types of practices, you'll understand that more, right? It's like one of those things. Just find peace in knowing that the only thing you need to do is feel good. And that's what you came here to do. You came here to have heaven on earth, to experience heaven on earth. And knowing that you don't die, that's freedom. Like, I don't die. So I can't make a mistake. I don't make a mistake. And just know in spirit form, you're pure positive energy. You're just smiling. Think about it like this. When you do leave this human experience, and this is what Abraham Hicks always says, you laugh at how serious we take it down here. I always say down here, I don't know why I still have heaven on my, always like from being raised Catholic, but you literally, when you leave, this is dense, and you do come here to separate a little bit from self, but we're moving past that now. We're out of that. We're out of that separation. Separation is a lie. It's not true. We're all connected. Everything's connected. It's all one consciousness. So you come down here to learn and grow and have fun and have experiences, and that's it. That's it. Like literally, like it's really not much more to it. It's just you're having an experience. But no, you don't die. Nobody dies. They just move on to another timeline. They move on to another. And you're moving on to other timelines too, so it's not even different than the person who died. Like you're someone who you love dies. They don't die. They just jump into another timeline. And you're constantly moving to other timelines, like every second. As I said, like you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and even understanding this, death, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment, and this moment's always changing. And the more you can accept that you're exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment, you move towards what you want quicker. Right? So the changes are more positive. So it's all in acceptance. It's all in saying, I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. And I know I don't need to change anything. I know don't need to fix anything. I know I don't have to figure anything out. I accept where I'm at wholeheartedly. And when you can truly do that, you're free. You're set free. And that's when you have positive changes. That's when you jump timelines. That's what it means to jump timelines. You're moving towards where you actually want to be a lot quicker because you're accepting. You're not trying to fix the things that don't serve you anymore because you know everything's going according to plan. You know everything's working for you. Everything's happening for you. You see it differently. You perceive it differently because everything is perception, right? And that's going to help you get in those higher energies. It's going to help you see life different. You know what? I'm going to jump off because I have a Zoom call tonight with all y'all who are in my Zoom. And I'm like, I got to like figure out what to feed people. In between that, mostly myself, because I'm hungry. No problem, Rosen. It gets more clear. Those things get more clear, right? Like understanding, oh, okay, I get it. We never die. And yeah, we always exist, right? It's just about you having this experience, making sure you remind yourself that this is a fun experience too. Like always say, this is all for fun. This is just for fun. This is me having my own experience and it's for fun. Like always get yourself back down to that reminder. All right, guys, I'll see you guys, some of you guys later, and the rest of you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Wait, so if someone I know has died, jump to other timeline. Can I jump to the timeline here? Well, yeah, because you're connected to them, Erie. So they never left you. So you're saying, can I jump to that timeline? They never left you. They're with you right now. Don't try to just, again, go back to accepting where you're at, being okay with where you're at. I know I'm exactly where I'm at. They're not away from you. They're here with you. They're actually experiencing life through you right now. Allow things to be as they are. Focus more on feeling good in this moment, making the best of this moment. But when you're trying to get to someone, like that's another thing of like lack. Like I want them back in my life. I can't live with them. I need them back. That past. Well, that's not the energy you want to be in. That's the energy I want to get you out of. I want you to understand things on a different level. I'm not trying to get somebody back that past. Allow people to have their own experiences. That's what you need to get that mindset down. That was their experience that they chose to have, right? So why are you're trying to bring them back or try to go with them? Just keep relaxing. Keep knowing you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Do you believe you came back here to help people wake up to who they really are? I think we all did, Sunflower. I think we all are given that option to wake up on our own. And that just enough shows others. So I don't think, yeah, to a degree, I guess. I mean, I naturally go towards that, towards making these TikToks. It's natural for me because I follow what feels good. And that's where I trust that. So yeah, I guess so, but it all starts with me. I can't even do that until I come into alignment with me. So I believe we all are given that option to choose alignment and choose to move towards what feels best, right? And that is enough for you to be an example. And I think you naturally do lead towards helping others. It's just, it feels best. That's why I say we have things that are pre-planned. I don't care what anybody says. I believe this was pre-planned because I just gravitate towards this. This is very natural for me. There's no force in this. There's no, I have to do this. This isn't a job for me. It's like a magnet pulling me. I'm being pulled this way. And that's how I live my life. And that's what my practices have done for me, has just let things it's pulling me towards what's best. And if it ever feels not right, nope, that's old. That doesn't serve me anymore. That's not pulling me. That's trying to get away from me. So anything that doesn't feel good to me is trying to get away from me. It's the opposite. Where if I'm feeling just pulled towards it, I just go with it. I just flow with it. It feels good. It feels good, right? This feels right for me. So yes, I think we're all given the opportunity to be an example by choosing alignment. But it all starts with us. It's individual. It's always going to be that way first. It's always going to be you. Then we can be of service to others. We can, show others the way in a way, I guess you could say it like that. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. I love you guys. I'll see some of you guys later. And the rest of you guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thanks, Jimmy.